Hi. So, if you guys are anything like me, you're probably always looking for opportunities wherever you go. If you move into a restaurant and you're seeing a gap, some random client is not being taken care of, you feel you can do the customer service better, or you have like an internet service provider that is not giving you the speeds that you want, speeds that you paid for, you feel like you can do better. If you sit in an Uber and it's all dirty and dusty, you feel like there is a gap in there that you could address and provide a better service, but also get more profits while also lowering the cost of goods. If you're that kind of business mind that is always looking to the side of where is the business in this, I feel like this is a message for you. And like I always promised, is like we're going to be sharing these tips together as they come. And I hope you find it insightful. I hope you share in the comments what you learned from this. And also, don't forget to subscribe for more of this. And that notwithstanding, we'll be talking about this very interesting topic. So to begin with, we are basically talking about positioning yourself in the market. Because if you identify all those loopholes, it's not that all of them are profitable, and also it's not that all of them make business sense. Some of them are just traps to just waste your money. So as a businessman, you have to be very intelligent to know where to put your money and where to not put your money. Actually, the people here locally in Uganda say, take a cent water, like put money where you see. So there might be a gap in the market, but usually the question is there a market in this gap that you see? So a gap being in the market, if you look at something and it's not adding up and could get better in terms of business and support and stuff, it does not necessarily mean that there is market. And by market, I mean the money and the commercials that go alongside that. So the simplest example would be these two examples here. When Twitter started, Twitter was not the first social media platform. Twitter was just a social media platform that identified a gap, which gap was that there was no social media platform that had short form content. Just that gap. And they were able to monetize it, and they made around 582 million in just one year in 2014. But these guys of Amphika, who made a car that goes both on roads and rivers, they also saw a gap, and they addressed that gap by creating this car that would drive on the road and drive on the rivers. But guess what? There was zero profitability because the market was too small, and much as there was a gap, there was no market. And the few people that could afford the Amphika could not sustain the business as a business. So we are trying to understand how do we differentiate about these gaps and these gaps that make business sense. And before we even go any further, why do we need to be very particular when we are identifying these gaps? Because when we do, one, we get to control the prices because you're the boss in that niche. Like niche and like strategically positioned niches give you the advantage over every other person, so you name your price. Then two, you lower your cost of goods, meaning you increase your profits. So these 3 points are part of why we should be interested in positioning ourselves strategically for these very unique niches. And now the strategy here, like I've summarized it here, and where you have your input, you can always comment your input, is in this way. So in every market, for example, in the restaurant market, usually there are multiple sellers, but they are the same customers. If you identify a gap, you're going to be selling to these same customers that these other sellers are selling to already. That is point number one. You need to understand that the market is already crowded and you're going to be selling to the same people. I don't know if that makes sense. You have to understand that you're going to compete. So you have competition. Now, interestingly enough, these sellers that are already in these crowded markets are your competition, and they're also chasing the same profitability that you're chasing. But when you come with to address this market gap, you come with a new product. It can be the same product, but the mode of delivery changes, or a new sector in the market. For example, if everyone is doing money lending, and for you come and do money lending for salaried people, you have narrowed down your niche to just salaried people. And there you know I have my advantage in collecting from their salaries before they receive them. So that is now a new product, but in the same sellers, same crowded market, same customers that you're targeting. But also, in offering that enticing prospect, you start to realize what they call healthy profitability. And healthy profitability in this sense is that you get to make money before the person that you're giving the facility gets their money. So you make money before actually delivering the service. So your capital, going back here, lowers your cost of goods. And then now that takes us to this other understanding of so this gap that you have identified here, where you're offering this new product and in this sector, is there enough business to generate profit? Because there can be a gap that has just enough to sustain the business, but is it enough to give you profit? Because that's a very different story altogether. You don't want to just do business sustainably for the next 10 years. You want to do business that converts into real profit for the future. So this is one question that I want us to keep thinking about every time you catch yourself in that moment of, I feel I can do this better. This business deserves better. Or this industry can be done better. If you are, for example, venturing into furniture and you're making sofas and dining sets and stuff, and you feel like every other person's turnaround time is slow. First of all, understand, why is their turnaround time taking forever? How much money are they making? Why, if you were to offer the product with a much shorter turnaround time, what would it cost you? And is that gap big enough to generate enough profit to sustain you? I hope this helps you the next time you have an idea of a gap that you can address as a businessman, and I wish you the very best as you start your business.